Around 1000 AD, craftsmen began making intricate window designs using lead, rather than wood or plaster, between pieces of coloured glass. Before long, the church was commissioning stained glass windows depicting religious scenes to adorn the great cathedrals of Europe. Stained glass can be created in two ways: using copper foil, a technique developed about 100 years ago by the American artist Louis Comfort Tiffany, or the centuries-old European lead technique, which we're about to see. First, the artist lays a plate of glass over a pattern and traces the parts of the design that'll be cut from the plate. Then the trace line is scored using a glass cutter. A quick snap and the glass separates neatly. The same procedure is followed with different colours and textures of glass for all the pieces of the design. By running the cutter slightly inside the trace line, enough room is left for the strip of lead that will later hold the pieces of glass together. Once the pieces have all been cut, they're checked against the pattern, making sure they fit together properly. Now it's time to assemble the pieces using the pattern as a guide. This zinc moulding will frame the panel, with its inner groove fitting over the edges of the glass. The artist positions this moulding along the perimeter of the pattern. Then an L-shaped wooden frame is drilled into the work table to hold everything in place during assembly. A few nails keep the moulding in place. The pieces of glass are joined using strips of lead called cane. Lead is used because it's soft enough to bend to the shape of the pieces. After straightening out a long strip of cane, the various lengths are cut to border each piece of glass. The cane is shaped in such a way that the glass on each side slides right under. The cutting pliers, called nippers, are specially designed to slice through the cane without deforming it. Once the artist finishes assembling the glass pieces, she pushes everything gently against the wood frame. This squares the panel and ensures the pieces fit together snugly. Now she brushes on flux, a type of acid. This cleans the lead cane so that the solder will adhere well. Using a soldering iron, a bead of lead and tin solder is applied wherever two strips of lead cane join. Then a short bristled brush is used to coat the lead in black putty. This makes the seams watertight and gives the lead a darker, aged look. Finally, calcium chloride powder, called whiting, is sprinkled on. This sets the putty and polishes the glass and lead to a shine. After 4 painstaking hours, the panel is finished. More elaborate stained glass works feature hand-painted detailing. The artist first prepares a design on paper, then cuts the pieces of glass accordingly. The design's outline is painted onto the pieces in black, then fired in a kiln to set the paint. To create shading, a coat of brown paint called grisaille is applied. Using a dry brush, the artist removes the grisaille from the parts he wants to highlight. Then the glass is fired again. The final details are then painted in, and the glass is fired for one last time. The paint contains powdered glass, so the intense heat of the kiln bonds it to the glass pieces. The result is nothing short of spectacular.